What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. And oh my days, it's one of them ones, people. It is one of them. This is one of the only football clubs in the world that could beat Manchester City 5-1 on Sunday afternoon, and by Tuesday I'm looking at the club sideways like, yo, is this even a real football club, or is this artificial intelligence? Like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, I'm literally out of ideas and energy for this football club. To me, they're just not a serious football club. This is a business. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. We didn't sign anybody. I had plans to do 3 shows yesterday. Good morning transfers, good afternoon and good evening. Well, what's the point, people? To Arsenal, it was just Monday. It wasn't deadline day. It was Monday. Manchester City, 5 new signings, 200 million. Aston Villa, 5 new signings. Tottenham, 3 new signings. Arsenal, absolutely nothing. Even Man United got a player. We did not bring one player into the football club. And the PR merchants are online. Don't worry, we're going to go big in the summer. They've saved money. Well, what about this season? Yeah, aren't we meant to be in a title race? Aren't these some of the richest owners in world football? What happened yesterday was an absolute and utter disgrace to this football club. A disgrace. I don't care if you're the biggest Arteta fan, you're the biggest Arteta out. The club is shambolic what happened yesterday. An absolute joke. They sat there for 34 days and did nothing. Absolutely nothing. How long have we been hearing about next season? How long have we been hearing about the war chest? How long have we heard about the summer transfer window? Genuinely drains the living daylights out of you, people. Like, it makes you wonder at times why you follow the football club. Real talk. And let me tell you something now, people. You go on Twitter today, and I guarantee you 99% of the big Arsenal social media accounts will not criticize the owner. Ask yourself why that is. Ask yourself why that is. Why won't they say anything about this owner? Oh, because it will affect their privileges. And I say this all the time. People probably think, what is it? Oh, okay. So you're doing it for personal gain, not... I'm just a football fan, people, like all of you. I talk about my team. If they're good, I celebrate. If they're bad, I criticize them. But they won't criticize the owner, no? Why not? Oh, you need that shirt a week before it comes out. No problem. You need that 50% discount. Cool. Oh, you need that invite to the training ground to get the tour. But you've got a big platform. I thought you cared about the club. Oh, but you won't say anything when the club do things wrong, no? But I'll do it. No problem. I don't need the shirt a week early. I don't need to tour the training ground. I don't need the 50% off card inside the armory, people. I don't need it. I'll call out the football club because they can't keep doing this to us, people. It's nonsense. Sunday, one of the best results of the season. Feel-good factor is high. We're all loving life. You get to Monday and you sit there and do absolutely nothing. And people are going, well, you know, I'm glad he didn't force it and blah, blah, blah. And the options weren't available and they'll go big in the summer and all of it. It's nonsense. It is nonsense, people. Everybody wants to look like the super fan. Everybody's trying to be the super fan. I'm the best fan. I'm the ultimate fan. Even if we lose, everything's great. And I support the manager and I support the players. And wherever anything the club do, they just feed off it, people. They're just feeding off it. He's told us all month he wants players. Do you know the reason I was 10 minutes late? His press conference started late. I was listening to what he was saying. I knew what he was going to say. Oh, we tried. We didn't just want to bring bodies in. I could have written the press conference reaction before he even said it. Before he even said it. The summer. We didn't want to force it. We feel we've got options in the club. We all knew what was going to be said, people. It is It's boring. I'll be totally honest with you, people. It is boring. I think as every Arsenal fan, we should just be bored of this right now. We've been hearing this for over a decade, since the Kroenkes came to the football club. But the excuse was, you know, they weren't sole owners of the football club. So now they are. It will all change. Has it changed? We had one big window 2 summers ago. Apart from that, we haven't seen a big window. Man City just spent 200 million. Tottenham signed 3 players. Aston Villa got 5. We didn't get 1. How can anybody accept that? You've seen our attack. Okay, let me just say one thing. Let's say they couldn't find a permanent transfer that suited what they wanted, right? Let's just say that was a possibility. You've got to get a decent loan player in to boost the bench. Look at our bench at the weekend. Apart from Nwaneri, there's nothing. Sterling is doing nothing. Get somebody in. Villa got Rashford and Asensio on loan. João Felix went on loan. Santiago Jimenez went for 29 million. Daniel Marlin went for 20 million. Kvaratskhelia went for 60 million. I mean, the list goes on. There's more, by the way. We could have got Osimhen and Gyökeres release clause. I've never seen such an open January window. Tell goes to Tottenham. Jonathan David apparently could have gone for 20 million. Leroy Sané apparently could have gone for 25 million. Like, what are we doing here, people? What are we doing here? Anyway, welcome to the show. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are. No transfer shows really happened yesterday because what was the point? There was nothing to talk about. So now Havertz, the guy that I don't think is good enough to play for this football club, has now been placed on the highest of pedestals, people. Because actually, the guy that I don't even think is good enough to be at Arsenal is now the only fit striker at the football club. So actually, what you've done, and this is what I say about Arsenal, people. Arsenal starve you so much that something you didn't want, now you feel like that's a good dinner you're getting. Kai Havertz ain't good enough. But now, if Kai Havertz gets injured or suspended, we are literally scraping the rice that's stuck to the pan and burnt, people. Because we don't have a striker of any kind at the football club. And we're in the Champions League knockout stage. Could potentially get Real Madrid if we win our last 16 game. What, you trying to go to the Bernabeu, yeah? With no striker? How are you setting that front three up with no Havertz? You going Martinelli, Trossard, Nwaneri, or you putting Sterling in there? In the Bernabeu, yeah? Against Vinny and them, man. Kylian Mbappe. Lord have mercy, people. Lord have mercy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Big up to everyone locked in. Joba, big up Big C in the community. Sent you an email with the KSE's contact info and an updated message. I want us to email them. Could you please show it? Oh, bro. Is there any chance you can put that in the... I'm telling you now, action's got to stop. They've got to at least feel like, yo, something went a bit crazy here, you know. We just got 10,000 emails saying, spend some money, Kroenke out. Why didn't you back out? Something. What's going on with this football club? Do you think it's because we lost Wndow? Probably not. They could have still signed players. Big up Big C, get that banner flying over the Emirates to get these mugs out. I'm tired. Bro, do you know what? There was banners for Arsene Wenger. You need collective energy. I always say this. The only way you will get action from billionaires, you've got to affect the bag. You've got to affect the bag. That needs multiple things to happen. More than a banner. You need fans to leave seats empty. You need fans to walk out of the stadium. Then you start affecting the sponsors. They go, hang on, I thought everything was great there. You got 10,000 empty seats. There needs to be a collective movement to get these owners out of the football club. So, yeah, but we can start somewhere. Flight Mode, the Dubai trip is a symbol of Arsenal over the last 15 years. Why are we rewarding the failure of being knocked out of the FA Cup with a trip abroad? I'd rather we were playing this weekend. Arsenal announcing they are going to Dubai on Thursday morning after the game against Newcastle. Imagine you get knocked out of the FA Cup by 10 men, Man United, the worst Man United team I've ever seen. Possibility we get knocked out of the Carabao Cup tomorrow night and then you fly them out first class to Dubai. Something ain't right here. And listen, I get it though. It's warm weather training. They do probably need it. But, you know, you wish it wasn't coming on the back of failure. Beckley said Arsenal 539 million net spend versus City 214 million in the last 5 years shows the difference. They sell, we don't. They buy because they earn. We can't spend if we don't make money. Well, they're selling people like Delap for 20 million, you know, and we can't even get 20 million for Aubameyang. So that's the issue, isn't it? You know, they can sell young players for big money. We can't even sell established players. Big up to you. Big up Sam Bond. He said, I am utterly disgusted by this club not bringing someone in, at least alone, considering our injuries. All the club does is lie and release merch. Hope we get knocked out of the Champions League, hit the Kroenkes where it hurts the most. I can honestly say, bro, that today, and everybody tuned in, you've seen a lot of emotions with me as an Arsenal fan, right? Anger, ripping the shirt, celebration, you know, mad scenes when we score big goals in games and things like that. You've seen a whole heap of different energy portrayed through this screen when watching Arsenal. Today, I genuinely feel like, what's the point? Honestly, I feel like today, what is the point? At the moment, I'm enjoying the NBA more than Arsenal. Luka Doncic, Davis trade. I'm like, yo, I should be making videos about that. I can enjoy that. This Arsenal stuff, I don't enjoy this. We won 5-1 against Man City. I'm not even happy. That result now doesn't mean hardly anything to me, I'll be honest with you. Because I'm sitting here now on Tuesday going, okay, we beat Man City, but we're now relying on Havertz for the rest of the season. And Trossard and Martinelli and Sterling and Nwaneri. How's that supposed to work? How do you catch Liverpool when their attack's twice as good as ours? How do you win a Champions League when 4 or 5 teams have better attacks than us? It doesn't even make sense. Honestly, it is... it's so draining and boring. Let's start getting into it. We got a few things to talk about. This popped up on the screen. I hope you guys can see this. I can't zoom in any more than that for some reason. But hopefully you can see this. This is this season. Champions League money. It's obviously based on where you finish in the Champions League group. Arsenal finished third. Just concentrate on the figure at the end here. Arsenal have made already this season in the Champions League 89.4 million euros. Now, I understand it. It costs millions of pounds each week to run a football club. So it's not like all of that money is just money that we can go and spend in the transfer market. I understand that. But I'm just putting into context here. We've made 89 million euros just in the Champions League alone this season. Last season, by the way, it was 95 million euros. If we get through the next stage, right, knockout bonus, as you can see next to it, another 11 million euros. So if we win our next game, we've already made 100 million euros this season on top of 95 million last season. Then you've got to factor in the Premier League profit, the profit in the cups, all of the merch, the player sales. These lot are sitting here saying, we can't do it. We'll wait until the summer. We're going to do a show, by the way, during the Dubai break. We're going to do a show. I'm really going to dig deep, and we're going to do a Kroenke show. I'm going to get all the information, learn as much as I can. I know a little bit already, but I'm really going to get into their finances because they're hiding, and I'm sick of it. There's a painting of these guys outside of the stadium. I mean, it's an absolute shambles. They painted this guy outside of the stadium for what? What has he done to be painted? Like, genuinely, what has that guy done to warrant having a painting outside of the stadium when the guys won 1 FA Cup? Anyway, let's get into the show. Big up everyone locked in. 2.5K tuned in. I know what the mood is. And the mood, you've got every right to have the mood like that. It's all come out. Stories all come out today. The Athletic, Gunner blog, stuff's all come out. I need to zoom in on this so you guys can see this. Let's get to the bottom of all of this. Facts don't care about fiction. Let's talk about factual information. Why are Arsenal sitting here on the 4th of February with no signings. Let's break it down. So, to break it down, Arsenal were offered Ollie Watkins. We didn't go to Aston Villa and say, yo, give me Ollie Watkins. They offered him to us. So, the possibility of a deal for Ollie Watkins was first floated during the conversations between Arsenal and Aston Villa hierarchies at the league game between the teams on the 18th of January. So just over 2 weeks ago, right? With some degree of doubt over whether John Duran's move to Al Nassr would come to fruition, Villa were prepared to entertain the prospect of selling Watkins to Arsenal for £60 million. So for 60 mil, Watkins, he was there to be done. They were offering him to us. As it turns out, Aston Villa had PSR issues. They needed to sell somebody for big money. Obviously, Duran and Watkins, that we knew there was a problem there, right? We knew there was a problem there. With some degree of doubt over whether John Duran's move to Al Nassr would come to fruition, Villa were prepared to entertain the prospect of selling Watkins for 60 million. They offered him to us. Let's go further. Mikel Arteta jumped at the idea. Although Watkins had never previously featured on Arsenal's recruitment lists, he reasoned that here was a Premier League proven goal scorer who could hit the ground running. A deal would scupper any summer move for Benjamin Sesko, as I keep saying, people. Because people have messaged me today, oh yeah, but we're going to get Isak in the summer. Don't buy into that nonsense, mate, because Isak ain't coming to Arsenal. They're going for Benjamin Sesko. But with Arsenal's need for attacking additions becoming urgent, that was a risk Arteta was prepared to take. Arteta wanted Ollie Watkins. He wanted the club to spend 60 million and get him. He said, get him. He said, I'll take him. Now, reading the full story, I'm going to go to the next page because I want to give you the full story here. Arsenal hesitated. You won't be surprised at that, will you? Because that's what we always seem to do. Arsenal hesitated and started making low ball offers, which Arsenal have been doing for the last 10 or 15 years, people. So Arteta wants Watkins. The deal's there to be done. Villa have offered him to us. Approval for Ollie Watkins was not unanimous at Arsenal. Some argued against paying a sizable fee for a player who turns 30 before the end of 2025. December 2025, he turns 30. There were some concerns over his limited resale value and impact on future plans. Again, how many times do we hear about resale value? Surely when you sign a top player, you just keep him. If he can win you the title, he pays for himself. We signed Ian Wright in his late 20s. He's one of the best strikers we've ever seen. We signed Aubameyang in his late 20s. We actually gave him away. I'd say he was worth every penny what he was delivering at this football club. But again, get the picture here, people. Arsenal Football Club, Arsenal business. The football side, signing, proven goal scorer, can help us win trophies. The business side, but if we pay 60 million for him, how are we going to sell him in 4 years' time? Bear in mind, you've just spent 35 million on Mikel Merino, who's 28 years of age. So how much are you getting for him when you sell him in 4 years' time? What about Jorginho, you signed at 30? Oh, but it doesn't matter with them. Okay, 35 million ain't 60 million, but this guy could lead us to a trophy. Who knows? It's not like we sell players for good money anyway. You gave Aubameyang away. You gave Lacazette away. You gave Kolasinac away. You don't get money for players. So let's not pretend we're an amazing selling machine. You know what I mean? It's nonsense. But as I say, Arsenal Football Club, Arsenal business. Separate the two. As is often the case at Arsenal, Arteta's stance won out. Oh, he won the battle, did he? So does Ollie Watkins play for us? Josh Kroenke arrived in London, that's good of him, to join a recruitment meeting a few days after the Villa game, and a firm decision was made to pursue Watkins. Oh, I think we're going to get Ollie Watkins, people. Hold tight. Let's hear the rest. What else happened after that? I can't wait to read the end of this story. On Monday, January the 27th, a week yesterday, people, Arsenal submitted an opening offer of £40 million. Now, some of you will sit there and say, it's business. You don't just pay what somebody wants, and I understand that. They want 60. You don't go in with 60 straight away. But 40? £20 million less than their asking price. Bear in mind, they offered him to us. They're doing us the favour. We didn't go to them and say, yo, give me Ollie Watkins. They said, brother, we can see you're in trouble. Yo, hold the Ollie Watkins for 60, man. That'll get you through. We'll keep Duran. You hold Ollie Watkins. Everyone's a winner. PSR gets solved at Villa. We get a good striker. Go about your business. Big up Villa. Villa actually trying to look after us. Maybe they're saying, yo, you gave us Emery and you gave us Emi Martinez for 20 mil. Hold at Ollie Watkins for 60. But surely you go in at 50 mil. Surely you're going at 50. 50 doesn't sound disrespectful. It sounds like we're working a way towards finding an agreement. They want 60. We offer 50. Maybe we get him for 55. Remember, we're running out of time. This is a week before the window. So you haven't got time to negotiate and, I'll come back to you in 3 days. You've got 7 days like Craig David. Monday, offered 40 million. Tuesday, they sold Duran on Wednesday. And on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, we signed no one Sunday. It's a madness, people. Guess what? It was dismissed immediately as it fell some way short of their valuation. Disrespectful offer, you could call that. Arsenal intended to bid again. We were going to come back. But then Al Nassr definitively, see that key word, definitively. That means you're here to get business done, people. You ain't messing around. You're not turning up with foolishness. Here, I will give you 40 for him. We'll see you in 3 days with a bigger offer. Al Nassr decided to close a deal for Duran, lock down everything, 74 million, no messing about, 300 bags a week, no tax. Deal for Watkins, lock off, people. Deal for Watkins, lock off. The Watkins transfer was suddenly off the table. By the time of the news of Arsenal's interest in Watkins broke, the deal was effectively already dead. Game over. Sub-Zero's frozen. You're finishing. Bang! You're in pieces, people. Al Nassr turned up, said, yo, big man, move out the way. I'll show you how to do business. So we had a 48-hour at least. Look at, in fact, you know what? It was more than 48 hours. 18th, we played them. We played them on the 18th, and we submitted an offer on the 27th. That's right. So we spent 9 days going over whether should we bid for him or not. Right, let's go heads or tails. Heads we offer for him, tails we won't. Right, you've won. No, no. Best out of 3. We'll do rock, paper, scissors this time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No. I want ready, man. You went too early. It took them 9 days to make an offer. 9 days. They had to wait for Josh to fly in. 9 days, people, to figure out whether they wanted to bid for the guy or not. You could have got the whole deal wrapped up in those 9 days. 50 million, rejected. 55 million, okay, we're open to negotiation. Deal, okay, yeah, we'll do it. PSR, transfer window's running out. 55, Ollie Watkins wants the move. John Duran bid hasn't gone in yet. Bang. You're right, bro. Did they not use WhatsApp? It's immediate. Anywhere in the world. 2 blue ticks. They've read it. Type in at the top. These lot are sending pigeons and letters. All right, I'll get a first-class stamp here. I'll get back to you in 3 days. These men can't multitask. Yeah, but I've got training tomorrow. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Arsenal business. Arsenal Football Club. 2 separate issues. Football Club, business. Business savvy, Football Club, top 4, everything's good. 9 days. Offered on the 18th by Villa. Didn't make an offer till the 27th, Monday. By the Thursday, Duran had signed for Al Nassr. Absolute shambolic embarrassment of a football club. Cannot be called a serious football club. This guy, Jason Ato, what the hell is going on with that? Sack him today, by the way. But they'll probably give him the job on a permanent basis. Everyone who's messaging me, by the way, going, yeah, but, you know, Isak in the summer, get that out of your head right now. Because I'm telling you now, that ain't happening. If you can't get Ollie Watkins for 60 million, you think we're getting Isak for 120 million. We are getting Benjamin Sesko this summer. Let's just get it over with right now. This summer, Arsenal will sign Benjamin Sesko for 60 odd million. Why do we want Benjamin Sesko so much? Because he's never scored 15 league goals in a season. So what's the hype? He's 21 years of age, and he will not mind being rotated for Kai Havertz. And as I said, people, it all comes back to Kai Havertz. They're not going to break the bank for somebody to put Havertz on the bench because Arteta's got to justify why he bought Havertz for so much money. Man said, hey, Toe, I'm tired of using technology. What's going on here, man? Idiot thing, brother. Benjamin Sesko, here we go in the summer. Get ready for it. 6'5", 14 league goals last season. You think he's going to win us the title? I think not, people. I think not. Information and entertainment is the slogan, people. You need the sense of humour to be an Arsenal fan. You can't be too serious when it comes to Arsenal. Let me tell you that. You have got to have a sense of humour, because if you don't, I'm telling you, this club, it ain't for the faint-hearted, man. It is not for the faint-hearted being an Arsenal fan. Big up to everyone locked in. 3K. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're a couple hundred or 300 or 400 away from 90k. Did I see the article? Yeah, South London, right? You sent me that about Jason Ato. Load of nonsense, mate. Oh, they were so impressed with him and he learnt so much from Wndow. Same old nonsense, mate. Same old nonsense. Sidewinder. I used to go Sidewinder Ames back in the day, man. Real old school garage. Arteta's biggest flaw is this obsession with finding the perfect players. There is no such thing as the perfect squad of players. His job is to bring in and coach the best available players. I mean, is Mikel Merino the best? The best? Is he the perfect player? Is Merino the perfect player, or I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, people. You know, was Merino the perfect player? Is Raheem Sterling the perfect player? That Ornstein is full of crap. Told us all month they're working hard on deadline. To my knowledge, they won't sign anyone. Honestly, the worst thing you can do is buy into these ITKs. If you notice, I'll talk about the stories. We'll break them down. I don't get carried away. Ornstein's on the payroll, bro. You know what I mean? Ornstein's on the payroll. Fabrizio knows a little bit, not loads, about Arsenal, I would say. So they're full of rubbish. You know, they're full of rubbish, people. Big up Jerome. He said, big up Big C in the community. It's obvious Arsenal doesn't have a scouting team, and Wndow left with 187 pages of player names. This club shaking my damn head. Ika gang, we are Blue Balls FC. We never win anything. A whole heap of frustration, bro. Bo said, I'm going to go take a pee on that mural of Josh. That's just a shambles, isn't it? Why always me? Let's be real, Curtis. If you own some NFL team and Arsenal, where would you put your money at? Arsenal, of course, they don't care about Arsenal and soccer. Listen, I just said I wanted clarity this window, and I got it. I feel a little sense of, okay, I know what they're about now. I know what they're about now. They're not serious. We've had enough time to go, well, they did spend 200 million. Are they getting more? No, they're not serious. They're not desperate to win the league. They're not ambitious. They won't do what's necessary. We are the side piece. And I get it now. I get it. They probably love American football and NBA more than football, soccer. This is a business on the side. It's a hobby. They're not desperate to win. But it's up to us what we do with that information. And let me tell you something. Arteta's not blameless in this, by the way. Arteta's at fault as well, because you've wasted a lot of the money on Fabio Vieira's, on Sambi Lokonga's, and multiple other players, Kivior's and Zinchenko's, and Havertz shouldn't have signed for the club. So he's at fault as well. Ricky said, this Arteta is garbage in talent ID of forwards. Havertz became available and he jumped on him. Now Watkins, and he throws right profile at us. Exactly. What made you so desperate to get Kai Havertz for £65 million? if you only wanted the perfect player. Right, let me get into the next part of the story. There's a few more super chats. I will come back to them. Don't worry, people. You're not being ignored. 3,000 of you in the chat. Subscribe to the channel, people. We're approaching 90k. It'd be great to get there this week. We've obviously got Newcastle tomorrow, massive game, and we're pinning our hopes on a minor miracle against Newcastle. I'm going to finish the final part of this article. You need to talk to Denver Arsenal fans to protest at Nuggets games. Well, it would be interesting. If this would have happened, I did say I wanted a player, but let me tell you now, if we'd have made this signing, I don't think I would have streamed the game tomorrow. I think I would have had to take a long break. This is the end of the article, by the way. This sums Arsenal up completely. It really does. If you wanted to see embarrassment in 3 paragraphs, this is what you wanted. And do you know what? I like this comment. Ali said, Curtis, thank you. I always doubted you about Kroenke and the club PR, but I've witnessed it, and I believe you now. I just want clarity. I just want clarity. I want people to be clear. And I'm saying this on Twitter. You don't have to be the biggest fan of me or whoever else has got opinions that you don't believe. But make sure you understand what's going off at the football club. That's all I want. I want people to understand. Let me give you clarity in 3 paragraphs. When Arsenal travelled to Spain to face Girona in the Champions League last week, they held talks with the representatives of Espanyol goalkeeper Juan Garcia. He's back to sign him. Remember, this is the goalkeeper that apparently Wndow didn't want the club to sign. So they're having talks with his agent. Arsenal tried and failed to recruit Garcia last summer and intend to return for him later this year. Wow, how exciting. Another goalkeeper. Anyway, in the same meeting, Arsenal expressed an interest in another of the representative's clients, Alvaro Morata. They were interested in a loan deal. Imagine having Havertz and Morata as your 2 strikers. I mean, seriously, just, oh God. I mean, they'll have competitions who can miss the most chances. The indications were that AC Milan would have been prepared to sanction such a deal. Not surprised. Of course they weren't. They didn't have a problem here. I'll take Morata off the books. They've signed Santiago Jimenez for 29 million. Of course they'll get rid of Morata. They would have been prepared to sanction a deal. But it gets even worse, people. Arsenal were beaten to the punch by Galatasaray. There's a shock. We didn't react. Who were emphatic that they wanted the player and wanted him now. Arsenal did not have the same conviction. Game, set and match. 6-love, 6-love, 6-love. Straight sets defeat. Roger Federer defeats Tim Henman. We are Tim Henman FC. Come on, Tim. Come on. Semi-final of Wimbledon. Everyone's sitting on Henman Hill outside of Wimbledon. Come on, Tim, you can do it. And then he loses in the semi-final to Federer, who's like, this guy's a bum, mate. I can beat this guy anytime I want. Backhand, forehand, anything. We are Tim Henman FC. Oh, we tried. At least we competed. There's always next year. What a feel-good factor there is around the football club. We're going to need red stripe. Loads of it. He wants Morata. Morata and Havertz. Oh, my days. What is this? What is this? Man City got Haaland and Mamouche. Liverpool got Salah, Gakpo, Jota, Chiesa, Diaz, and you want to deliver me Kai Havertz and Morata? You're lucky they never completed that deal. 33 years of age in October, Morata. Wow. And you know the worst thing about it, right? I can't stand Morata. I wouldn't wanted him anywhere near the club. I mean, him and Havertz, I don't even know who's better and who's worse. You could argue Morata might even be a little bit better than him. But I don't know if he is at the same time. I mean, that is missed chances FC. You just need Werner and you've got the worst front three in history of football. Oh, my days. Can you imagine if we got that deal done? I don't know what's worse, wanting to sign Morata or actually not even getting the deal done for Morata. Morata's agent is a miracle worker. That guy has played for Real Madrid, Chelsea, Juventus, Atletico Madrid and AC Milan, and now he's at Galatasaray. AC Milan, 5 goals. 6 goals in 23 games. Atletico Madrid, to be fair, he got 15 goals last year, 13 the year before, 12 the year before that. What's his highest ever season? 15 goals in a season at Real Madrid. And that was in 2017. And then he got 15 goals in 2023-24. Apart from that, he's never touched anything higher. He's dreadful. I'm so glad that deal collapsed. Arteta loves a Spanish signing, by the way, now, don't he? Juan Garcia and Rayo. But, oh, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This is transfer business corruption. And this is what happens, people, right? They're starving us so much with Havertz, with Gabriel Jesus, with Morata links, that when this guy Sesko turns up, Sesko's going to look like Cruyff. Sesko's going to look like Dennis Bergkamp by the time we sign him, because you're starving us. I'm watching Havertz miss from 12 yards. I'm like, please, just sign a striker. By the time they sign Sesko, they're going to PR him, and we're going to be going, I'll tell you what, man, I saw his highlights on YouTube. He's quick, he's tall, he's only 21. I think he could do really well for us. And this is what they do, people. The club starves us and then feeds us the crumbs. By the time them crumbs turn up and you're starving, them crumbs are pretty good. Arsenal Football Club. Santiago Jimenez, £29 million. Asensio on loan to Villa. Daniel Marlin to Villa, 20 million. Marcus Rashford on loan to Villa. Not saying I would sign all these, by the way, but Osimhen, 65 million. Gyökeres, 85 million. Tell goes to Tottenham. We didn't do anything. Even if they didn't want to spend big money, they thought, okay, I don't really want to spend 60 million on Watkins. The situation we're in, I wouldn't have said no if you'd have brought in a couple of loan players when you're bringing on Raheem Sterling off the bench. So for me, an absolute, utter disgrace what has happened at this football club over the last few days. An absolute disgrace. Excuses, PR, nonsense. They're lying to the fans. They're treating football fans now purely as customers. We're just customers now, people. We're just customers. They don't care what we think. They know the big accounts will defend them because they're probably... I'll go as far as to say now, I reckon some of these accounts are getting paid by the football club. I'll be totally honest. It came out at PSG that PSG were paying social media accounts to protect the club online. I think now some of these accounts are being paid by the club. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, Pete, I'll expose all of this. I'm not interested. I don't need to be no one's friend on Twitter. I got friends already. I don't need to be part of the Arsenal family online. Bun that. These people are on the payroll. They're being looked after by the club. You don't criticize the club with your 3, 4, 500,000 following on Twitter. We'll make sure you get looked after. I don't give a damn. I don't make no money on Twitter. I don't need the club to pay me, right? These people are doing it for self-gain, people. They refuse. You go online today. Go on all the biggest Arsenal platforms. See how many of them are criticising the owner. Go and check after the stream. Not now. There's 3,300 of you. After this stream, go on Twitter. Look at the big accounts. See if any of them are talking about Stan Kroenke. Of course they're not. Of course they're not. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. I think you guys know the answer. I think you're seeing the picture here, people. I think you're seeing the picture here of what's going on. Self-gain. They got to look after their privileges, people. I don't give a damn. I hashtag Kroenke out this morning. Simple. And people from Arsenal follow me. And I speak to people from Arsenal. Kroenke out. I don't give a damn. Get that guy out of the football club. He doesn't care about the club. If people are serious, we can do stuff. But people don't want to take action. Because they're scared of what will happen if they do. Oh, what if they don't? What if they cancel my season ticket? What if, I can't go to the Emirates or my shirt that I get sent? Come on, man. Let me finish off with this final part. Aside from Ollie Watkins, Arsenal ultimately felt the best options were simply not available in January. Yeah, we've heard this story for 15 years, mate. They did not want to be financially reckless. Oh, God. Oh, my days. Or compromise for a player they did not believe would serve them in the long term. So now we're doing long term, right? Oh, that's cool. We're only signing long-term players, but you signed Jorginho a couple of seasons ago. Was he long-term? Was Raheem Sterling long-term? Okay, but when it suits you, you'll do it. But, yeah, okay. Okay. More PR nonsense. They have preserved their budget and protected their summer plans. Here we go. Here we go, people. When the sun comes out, sun is shining. The weather is sweet. Oh, what? Like last summer, yeah? Marino, Calafiori, Sterling, and Norbert Neto. Yeah, that. How did that summer go? They've preserved their budget. One they believe will substantially improve the options at Mikel Arteta's disposal. There is an acknowledgement this will be a big summer for Arsenal. That it has to be. Gonna blog. It has to be a big summer. Didn't last summer have to be a big summer? Didn't this January have to be a big January? But you all said it was an 8 out of 10 window. 7 out of 10 window. If it was an 8 out of 10 window, you shouldn't have to panic in January because you've done your business for the season. You all told us how great that summer was. Now you're saying next summer, but if last summer was good as you said it was in the first place, why are we all panicking in January? When I said 4 out of 10 window, you said I was doing it, for views. You're doing it for views, Curtis. Sensationalism. You criticise everything the club do. That's what these people were telling me online, people. I'm doing it for views. You're criticising everything the club do. But you said 8 out of 10 window. Now you're saying next summer. So which one is it? Was that a good summer or a bad summer? They don't want to be financially reckless. You didn't buy anybody. You could have got loan players in for £2-3 million. You've made 89 million euros in the Champions League this season alone. But you didn't want to be financially reckless. I'm calm, people. I'm very calm right now. I've got clarity. I always thought the Kroenkes were what I thought they were. Now I know they are what I thought they was. So I'm cool. I'm cool. I know what they are. This is all PR nonsense. They probably wrote this statement and handed it to him. There you go, Gunner Blog. There's a statement. Put that out through the Athletic. Tell everyone we didn't want to be reckless. Top Gooners will buy that every day of the week. Clarity, people. A harsh truth is better than a soft lie, people. Because at least you understand what is happening. We all understand now. We know what these owners are. Arsenal is a business. We are the customers. I fall for it sometimes. I'm not sitting here saying I'm a perfect fan. I got to the summer, I said, rah, that training kit looks good. I went on holiday, Miami and Orlando. I said, yeah, man, I'll take that training kit. Next day delivery, bang. I'm at fault as well. Maybe we got to boycott the store. Maybe we got to boycott the stadium. Maybe we got to put banners up. Maybe we got to get hashtags going online, Kroenke out. Get it trending. Maybe you got to send 10,000 emails to their customer service department of KSE Entertainment. And they go, yo, we've just got 10,000 emails saying Kroenke out. Why didn't you spend no money at Arsenal? Maybe. I'm saying. I'm all ears, people. I'm all ears. Real talk. Because we should have signed a top quality striker and done our best to win the title, but we didn't. They don't want to be financially reckless. We are more likely to sign a random keeper than a striker, says Benji. Well, Juan Garcia, here we go in the summer. Can't wait to sign him. Imagine signing Juan Garcia and Morata. Well, at least Garcia's starting now. He wasn't even their first choice keeper last season. Let's have a look at La Liga. Where are Espanyol in the table? Espanyol are... they're in a relegation battle. 4th from bottom. We're signing the goalkeeper from the team. 4th from bottom in a relegation battle. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mikel. Great talent ID. Edu looking like the good guy now. Clown Show Club. Edu went and tripled up the wage, bro, at Forest. He's good. SG said we are in a different direction as our fan base said. We have promoted more merch and increased ticket prices. Our fan base never learn. The club doesn't care about you. Buzzwords, we are family. They are very clever, this football club. I give them that. Big up Mohammed. Big up the community. What I missed, bro... We could have missed the whole January transfer window. Next year, I might just skip it. What's the point? Big up, Mohammed. You didn't miss much. We're just breaking down how they wanted Morata and didn't get him and how they could have signed Watkins for 60 million and took 9 days to make a bid for him. Ricky said the dragging of Sesko for over a year has created the false hype, makes stupid fans feel he must be great because of the constant story. Yeah? Yeah? If you're fed something for so long and you see it and oh, this Sesko must be a player, man, because why do they want him? But in reality, I've watched this guy a few times this year. He's not even that good, in my opinion. Doctor said sack the owner, manager and board before Sesko and every Sunday League scrub find their way here. Light them up. Fans have the power of the purse. And he goes on to say, the club no longer represents football. We are a fashion runway, an offshoot West End theatre production, a telenovela actress of a manager, first-year theatre students doubling as merch mannequins. That is some breakdown, bro. Big up yourself. Mugiwara, my head's gone. How can City spend? Look at them. 115. Imagine if Arsenal had 115 hanging over them. We wouldn't spend money for 3 years. My Man City went, what, 115? Yeah, all right, yeah, we'll call you back later. Right, go and spend 200 million. Yeah, we got lawyers and solicitors dealing with that nonsense. Don't worry, that'll get thrown out. They got 115 hanging over them. They spent 200 million in January. That's what a big football club's supposed to do. Their first bad spell in 4 years, and they dropped 200 million in January. Imagine what they're going to do in the summer. They'll probably spend 300 million in the summer. Red Dust, big up yourself, bro. Curtis, this fan base thinks we're a big club. How foolish of them. When Jude Bellingham wanted to leave Dortmund, we weren't in the conversation. When Mbappe left PSG, we weren't in the conversation. Well, I tried to put them in the conversation in the press conference, but they laughed at it. Big clubs find ways to recruit the best to compete with the best. You're right. We're not even in the conversation. We're not in the conversation. They laugh. Hi, Mikel. Do you think we could go for a player like Kylian Mbappe? No, I don't. People online, what are you asking him about Mbappe for? Well, we need a striker and he's available. Oh, we can't even talk about those players, right? Joe, but big up the community. I'll make a Discord to put the messages to KSE in it. I'll put that on my email in the chat. If y'all want to join me to get these clowns out of our football club, I'm tired. Joba's there. He's taking action. Big up, bro. Mohammed said, I thought we had the most ambitious owners. KSE out. Arteta was capping for the contract, bro. Let's be real. And Sam said, in the last decade, although we weren't great, we did 4 trophies in 10 years. Halfway through this decade, 0 trophies. It's horrific and it won't change. Wenger's won 3 of those 4 trophies that we've won in the last 10 years. And people protested in their thousands to get him out of the football club. And he won 3 trophies in his last 5. This manager's won 1 trophy in 5. And people online are telling me this guy, oh, he's brought my love back for the football club. He can be generational. No, generational managers win trophies. Competing is a small part of it. Tottenham competed for years. We still laughed at them. Now we're competing and we're hyping it. Well, what's the difference? We laughed at them for doing it. Now we're celebrating doing it. And, you know, the owners are lapping it up. They're the winners out of all of it. Arteta can't have Bellingham and Mbappe. He hates big name. We'll probably sign Bellingham's brother who plays for Sunderland instead, you know. We'll probably do that. We'll probably do that instead. Right. Dear, press conference reaction. We do have a game of football tomorrow against Newcastle. Isn't it crazy? You batter Man City. That this week should have been Man City, you batter them 5-1. Monday, you make a quality signing. Wednesday, you go all out. The feel-good factor is there. You go and beat Newcastle on Wednesday. You go for it. Most of us feel like we're out anyway. So you're like, yo, you go to Newcastle on Wednesday and you go for them. And we can all just support the team and think, come on, let's have a real good go at it. Arsenal are the only team in the world that can beat Manchester City 5-1 on Sunday. And by Monday at 11 p.m., the excitement of that victory has completely disappeared. Because you're sitting there going, wait a minute, we're desperate for a striker. We've needed a striker for years. And you're sitting there doing nothing. Why are you not paying 60 million for Ollie Watkins? Whether you're the biggest Ollie Watkins fan or not, you paid 60 million for Havertz. And he's not even a specialist striker. So why not pay the 60 million? If he wins you a Premier League title, who cares what he goes for in 4 years' time? Who cares? Oh, but, you know, the sell-on value in the future. Well, big clubs shouldn't care about that. I'm not saying you want a whole team full of 30-year-olds, but Saliba's going to balance out the Ollie Watkins. Because at the end of the day, if Arsenal ever sell Saliba, he's going to cost 100 million. We paid 25 million for it. So that's 75 million pound profit. If you ever sell Martinelli, we paid 7 million for him. You ever sell Saka, he came through the youth team. So the profit will balance itself out in other ways anyway. So what's the problem? Arteta wants Watkins. It's 60 million, pay the money. People go, yeah, it's business. No, there was a week and a half left of the window, so get the deal done. Forget about Sesko in the summer. Concentrate on the here and now. Sesko's not some sort of world beater. Yeah, he's done nothing of note at Leipzig. He got 14 goals in the Bundesliga. We're like, what are we doing here? Why do we think this guy, Benjamin Sesko, is going to be the new Haaland? He ain't even doing it in the Bundesliga, so why is he going to do it in the Prem? Big up my bro Cecil, man. 7 p.m. tonight, AFTV, me and Cecil will be doing a show, and hopefully a new weekly show on there as well. Also, OG's 5:30 tonight, so it's a busy evening. It's a busy evening, people. So make sure you're locked into those shows. Make sure you hit the like button. 3,200 of you in the chat. So, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, people. Let's get into this waffle from Mikel. He's going to do what he's paid to do right here. Let's be real. Let's be real. He's on 15 million a season. He isn't going to come out in this press conference and rip apart the owners. What I have a problem with is capping for the owners. We've all been in jobs before, people, where we don't really like our boss. Whether that's playing for a football team, whether that's working in an office or whatever environment you're in. We've all been in situations where we don't like our boss. And if someone interviewed you publicly and said, do you like your boss? You're not going to come out and say, he's an idiot. You're going to look after your job. I understand that. But there's a difference between capping for your boss and saying, oh, he's the best owner I've ever worked for. Oh, Mikel, that's how close we was, is it, to signing Ollie Watkins? Hey, guys, we were this close to signing Ollie Watkins, people. Honestly, this close. We offered 40, they wanted 60. This close, guys, this close. Trust the process. Edu's done a runner. Vinay's done a runner. Steve Round got the sack. But we're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. 5 more years, guys. 5 more years. He's got a tattoo on his finger. It looks like it's his wedding finger, so it's probably something to do with getting married. Roll right. I was 8 when we last won the Prem. I'm 30 next year. Who would have thought, people, in 2004 when we lifted a gold trophy that we'd never see another title for over 20 years at that point? You'd have gone, what? We got Thierry Henry, mate. We're going to win it next year. 2 decades, still ain't won it. Big up Elliot, Nyamming waffles, sipping syrup. The Arteta deal means no need to win for real. Because KSC loves that man music. They don't want to be financially reckless, people. This is the same club that dropped £65 million on Havertz and made him the top earner. But you didn't want to pay 60 for Ollie Watkins, a proven Premier League striker. And you didn't even want to do loan deals. That you could have just took them on loan. Option to buy. If they're no good, you send them back in the summer. Do me a favour. Adrian says he's 73 years old. Big up, bro, man. I appreciate you tuning in. He said he's been an Arsenal fan 60 years. Are disgusting. Arsenal are conducting themselves is nowhere near as good as Wenger or Emery. Big up to you, Adrian, man. And you've seen a lot of Arsenal, so I respect your opinion. Listen, Wenger became a company man, unfortunately. But, you know, imagine if he would have spent 700 million. Because he did have good talent ID at times. Not always, but we definitely played good football. That was one thing. Let's get through this waffle. On the team news, there's no team news from the game against City. Ben White is still out. Wasn't he back in training like 2 weeks ago? Now he's still not back. Saka not yet. On if Saka will be available in March, he said, I don't know. On the mood in the camp ahead of the semi-final, the next step is a final. We know how big that is. You can feel it straight away. The boost the game against City has given us. The manner that we won it and the fact that this is a game in the competition we are closest to a final, so we're going to give it a real go. We've got a mountain to climb, that's for sure. But if we can score early, who knows, you know? Yeah, big up Adrian, man. On having to put work into transfers that may help us in the summer. Yeah, there you go. Summer again. We had clear intention, which is always there is a window open to explore opportunities to improve our squad with players that can impact it. We haven't achieved it, so we are disappointed in that sense. But as well, we are very aware that we only want to bring in certain kinds of players, and we have to be disciplined with that as well. And I think that we were. Yeah, well done. You were disciplined in not signing anybody. Yeah, it's not difficult to not sign anybody. You just don't do anything. That's very easy to do. On Newcastle being a bogey team, he said, I didn't know that word. They are a very different team to play against, and there have been different games. We beat them at home last year in a good way. Obviously, this season has been different. It's another opportunity in front of us and a big one to take us to Wembley. On who his bogey team was as a player, Barcelona, that was one. That's funny. I thought you didn't know what bogey was. Now you seem to know. Maybe they explained it to him off camera. On Arsenal not winning the League Cup since 1993. In the domestic cup, we have an unbelievable record, but historically the League Cup has been a difficult and tough one, so it's a good opportunity to make history. 30-odd years without a League Cup. Yeah, excuses. On not getting a striker and being confident we can score goals against Newcastle, he said they are two separate things. One thing, we talk very openly from my side and the club perspective about the intention to improve the squad if we have the capacity to do it. Then most importantly, to keep improving the team and the individuals within the team, because they're the ones that we have and love. That's it. From now, and there's no discussion about it, we focus on the things that we have continued to do even when the window was open. PR nonsense again. On if he gets nervous in the semi-final, he said, I don't think that's the word, but excited for sure. We're lean, hungry and enthusiastic because we are very close to playing in a final. On Lewis Skelly's rise, he said the players will be best placed to express how they feel about Miles in particular. This game, they are sitting next to each other. They share the pitch, which is the most important thing. What I've always said is how we feel about those young players when they come in. Do they trust them? Do they feel like they're stronger with them? And that's the feeling I get when we give them the opportunity. For me, they are ready in our eyes, but in the team's feeling as well, they can get better. On being responsible for Nwaneri's development, he said very much with every player, obviously. They each have a different component, especially when they're not even 18. We have other cases. As parents, I imagine they rely on us to educate them, transmit the right value, look after them and protect them. On the difference in confidence since the first leg, when you compare the emotional state of the team straight after the defeat and the manner it happened, some great wins, especially the last ones at home against City, so keep this momentum. Whether he is frustrated, the club didn't make a signing. He says no, because when you try your best and you do things with the right process and you see the people that we all share the same intentions with and wills, and after you don't achieve it, okay, there are things to learn from it. There always are, but you have to move on. That's a piece that was important in the moment, and now we have to move on, and nobody knows whether it is better to have done it or not, and we'll find out at the end of the season. See, that there is, for me, honestly tempted to lock off the stream. In that situation is where you can be more honest with the fans. I don't expect you, let's be honest, you're paid millions of pounds by the club. I don't expect you to sit there and go, I'm extremely disappointed. I feel like the Kroenkes let me down. We should have done better. He's not going to do that. He's not. But what he could have said is, listen, I said we need to maximise every window, and I feel like we didn't really take that opportunity in this window. I think that's polite, but I think that's being honest without necessarily hammering the ownership. I don't think saying that is going to jeopardise your job. Instead, you're capping. You're saying you're not frustrated that we didn't sign a player. You're lying. You're lying to the fans. Company man, you're right, people. Employee of the month. Paul Blart, Mall Cop. If you've seen the movie, Mikel Arteta, capping for the bag. That's where I lose my respect for him as a manager. Because you don't need to do that. You can be honest and say, I'm disappointed we didn't bring anybody in. I feel we had opportunities and we didn't do it. But you've capped. Company man. That's where, inexperienced manager, you see. And whether there is scope to make a signing in the summer, I mean, that's a stupid question already. I don't know. What I mean about that, being disciplined is in everything. The kind of profile, the kind of player we... Isn't it always Arsenal? Like, the market doesn't have any players that match the profile that Arsenal want. The profile. Nobody fitted the profile that we were looking for. Yeah, but you signed Mikel Merino for 35 million. He's basically done nothing all season. Raheem Sterling's basically done nothing all season. What is the profile? What are you looking for here? You know what I mean? Somebody ask him that question. What was the profile you're looking for? Tell me. Mourinho could have never came here. I think he would be brawling with John. I wanted Mourinho after Emery. You guys know that. Part of the reason I wanted somebody to call out these owners, and Mourinho would have. They'd have probably sacked him at the end, but he would have. What's the profile? We need a striker who can score goals. And whether he is considering Nwaneri as a centre forward, come on, man. What are we doing here, man? Yeah, honestly, that guy could never go on Tinder. He'd be swiping left every time. What profile does he want? Crazy. Well, oh yeah, let's put Nwaneri up front. A 17-year-old attacking midfielder. We'll put him up front. Let's see how that works out. I can't wait for this press conference to end, honestly. I just want to lock this off already. I'm getting angry reading it. On whether he can confirm a Dubai trip after Newcastle. I think it's coming. So, no striker matched the profile. No decent winger either. No loans, no permanents. But gold stake in Dubai. Oh yeah, we'll get that. Salt Bay in January, here we go. Elite gold steak and chill in 30 degrees. And look at the Burj. But a striker, oh no, it doesn't match the profile. Doesn't match the profile, people. What are we doing here, really? On how he will approach the trip. There are a lot of things that will be similar. The location where we are staying, where we train, of course, we'll have to modify it. We're going at a different moment of the season with different numbers. Probably the team needs a different stimulus, so we are preparing a few things. Hopefully it will work out. It has the last few times. Yeah, don't worry, mate. We got knocked out the FA Cup against the worst Man United team in the last 25 years. But enjoy Dubai, lads. Enjoy it. On Nwaneri approaching the record for most goals scored before 18, he said, I didn't know about that record. Let's not even read the rest of the answer. On whether the right player wasn't available in this window. That's what I'm talking about. Ask them questions. I wouldn't like to go into too much detail. We couldn't do it for certain reasons and we have to accept it. That's it. It was a combination of things. Listen, customers, shut up and accept it. That's what we're basically being told here. Shut your mouth. We couldn't buy anybody. I'll see you in Dubai. Look at the energy, how the energy changes when you question him a little bit. Was the right player not available? I wouldn't like to go into detail. We couldn't do it for certain reasons. We have to accept it. That's it. It was a combination of things. Yeah, but you get 300 grand a week. So you're not mad, are you, bro? You just accept it because you're getting £300,000 a week wages. But we have to just deal with it, right? Okay. Oh, but you beat Man City 5-1. You don't need a striker. Yeah, but we also drew 0-0 with Everton. And whether he was worried about upsetting the balance of the characteristics of his squad. No, that wasn't part of it. That wasn't an issue with any player that we were trying to find. And whether it's a gamble to not make the squad bigger. It's not a gamble, it's reality. We have to face the reality of what we have. We have the players that we have. Some of them are on loan. We never ever had a squad of 35, 40, 45 players. Actually, Mikel, you can only have 25 in the Prem, so I don't see how that was going to work out. So many other clubs have 45 players on their list. We don't have that size at the moment. That's our reality. We have had to do so much in the last few years. That's where we are. We're going to have to evolve there as well. And have more players from the academy and the ones that are here to be fitter longer. That is a job that's permanent. It keeps evolving. We need to be on our toes. I mean, Pokemon FC. How many more times are we going to evolve here, people? And whether he's worried that he doesn't have enough numbers to compete, it's basically the same question. Now I focus on the number that I have, how to maximize them, how to make the best out of them. With all the problems we have already had, we are in February. I think it's remarkable what the team has done. I have full faith in them. Here we go. They always finish with a Kai Havertz question. Just a cap for Havertz. They did in the last one. On whether Kai Havertz will thrive on being the number one striker. Kai has played so many games and been so important when others, some big players as well, were available. So it's not because a player is not coming into his position that he's going to be more important. In my opinion, it's got nothing to do with that. I mean, that press conference sums up the football club. Sesko, Nico, Zubamendi, Havertz 2.0, Martinelli 2.0, and a DM Fabio Vieira said above and beyond. And Dr. Sebo said, SOS Flaminianek, please buy the Kroenkes out. Flamini's a billionaire now, isn't he? But, dear. Couple more stories. He's complaining that we haven't got 45 players. Couple more stories. And then we'll get out of here. So as he alluded to during that press conference of absolute waffle, they're going to Dubai, people. This has been confirmed. The Arsenal squad will depart for a warm weather training camp in Dubai on Thursday morning. Which feels wrong in a way because it's like they're being rewarded for getting knocked out of the FA Cup. I'm not mad that they're going to Dubai because ultimately, if they've got a 10-day break, what's the point in them staying in London and it's freezing? And warm weather can help your muscles and players recover quicker from it and things like that. But it's just something about it doesn't feel like they deserve it, considering they've been knocked out of the FA Cup in embarrassment to Man United. But yeah, it is what it is that, you know, they might need a break, you know, but let's see if it benefits them when they come back. But gold stakes all round. Second of all, this is the final bit. And I'm not saying this was in any way a solution because for me it wasn't. But Arsenal, at the end of December, had a brief window in which they were able to recall Fabio Vieira from his loan at Porto. But they decided against it. Now, I don't rate Fabio. I don't even usually call him Fabio Vieira because I don't think he deserves Patrick Vieira's surname. However, should we have recalled him? I don't know. I'm not even sure he makes any difference, but what do you guys think? It's our player. Should we have got him back? I don't think he would have made a lot of difference. 35 million. Apparently, he's not even doing that well on loan there, so I expect him to come back in the summer. So, yeah, Reece Nelson's injured. No, he's struggling at Porto. I've got a loan report video coming out, and from what I'm reading, not doing much over there. He's had injuries, 1 goal and 2 assists. He's only played 13 games as well, so yeah. Tiny Havertz. He probably wouldn't have made no difference, to be honest. So, would that have helped us? Probably not. Probably not, to be honest. It's been a disappointing show looking back at the end of the transfer window, getting some clarity on what went wrong. However, I want to finish the show. It's a sad one, but of course, today would have been the 55th birthday of Kevin Campbell. Still crazy that he's not here. But, you know, it would have been great to have had an argument with him today, actually. Curtis, it's the players, blah, blah, blah. But Kev, 55th birthday, man, you know, sad, very sad. And he would have probably tried to restore the faith today and said, you know, we'll go big in the summer and that. But, yeah, crazy. And Arsenal did put a tweet out, so they did do something of note by acknowledging Kev, and still crazy to think that he's not here. So, yeah, rest up, Kev, man, and it would have been his 55th birthday today. So we'll end on that note. Couldn't end the stream without acknowledging that. I actually only saw it while I was on stream just then as I was scrolling through some of the news. So, listen, we'll finish off with that. Want to say a big thank you to everybody locked in today. 3,200 of you. Hit the like button. Do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, people. We're approaching 90,000 subs. 5:30, I'll be on Turkish's channel, OGs. We've delayed it about 3 times in the last week, but I'll be doing that. And then 7 o'clock, I'm live on AFTV with Cecil. Different audience over there, you know. They're not quite as easy when I start criticizing the club. But listen, I've been saying it as it is. I know Turkish was saying a lot of truth yesterday as well about these owners, man. So how they're painted outside the stadium, I will never know. But yeah, big up. 5:30 OGs with Turkish, 7 p.m. AFTV with Cecil. Keep it locked. Kev, rest easy, my bro. Take care, everyone, and I will see you all later, people. Bless.